All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Lotto Friday watch list. Appreciate all of you for taking some time out of your Thursday for being here. You guys know how this goes. I'm just going to be going over the tickers that I'm going to be looking at for tomorrow. But first and foremost, I think it is very important that we look at the economic calendar. And why? Because tomorrow is the first Friday of the month, so we know NFP comes out every first Friday. So that is something that we got to pay attention to. It's going to be coming out prior to market open, so we could get a gap up or gap down depending on what that jobs data is. So just keep that in mind, that we might have some failed triggers depending on what that numbers is. All right, let's go on to the charts. Now, first of all, phenomenal job by the bulls this week. Phenomenal. The gap down came on Tuesday, and they said, we do not care. We are taking it right back to the highs. At this current moment, if SPY were to open up where it is right now, like in terms of the futures perspective in ES, we would be triggering an outside week or creating an outside week to the upside. Now, I'd like to think that they're going to complete the task and we're going to get that outside week. Now, I know it could be dependent on jobs data. If jobs data is good or the print is good, then of course we're going to be gapping up. We're going to be opening up as an outside week. They complete the task, new all-time highs. If jobs data is bad, we could come back down some. Now, even if, let's say, if a situation or a scenario where jobs data is bad and we're not gapping down, I'd still like to think that they might buy the dip. Now, well, anything can happen, but this is the reason. We have a couple of time frames, not even a couple. We have a bunch of time frames that are going to be opening up tomorrow, and so far, all the time frames are saying one thing over the other. I know we create a confluence list for both the bullish and the bearish perspective, but if we take a look at the 2-day, you close as a bullish candle on the 2-day. If you take a look at the 3-day, you close as a bullish candle on the 3-day. If you take a look at the 4-day, this is where things are. When I look at this, I'm like, oh, this is kind of scary because we know what can happen if this actually goes enforced. If we look at the 5-day, the 5-day also has a potential to go outside 5-day. We have a new 6-day candle opening up as well. We close the 6-day with the potential 3-2-2 continuation on the 6-day. So far at this current moment, everything is pointing for a potential outside week for SPY. QQQ, we have a gap fill to the upside. They kind of tapped into the, not kind of tapped, but we went into the gap today. We would like to see if this is going to complete its objective. You did, or at the current moment, you are gapping up. This also has the potential, depending on the jobs data, this has the potential to also go outside week as well. The 4-day chart is also a hammer on the 4-day, setting up for a potential 2-2 reversal back to the upside. 6-day is also, you have double hammers on the 6-day time frame. I want everyone to pay attention to this. We know that hybrid timeframes can give us insight to what can happen in the future, depending on what those signals are. And I am paying attention to the fact that we do have a double hammer on the 6-day, so possibly setting up for a new all-time high for the Qs. Take a look at DIA, phenomenal day as well. This is setting up to potentially get back and making a new all-time high. 4-day chart is a 1-3 on the 3-1-3 on the 4-day. Setting up for a potential 3-1-2 up on the 4-day time frame. If you take a look at the monthly has a potential to do a 3-2 up on the month. It's kind of amazing, like looking back at these charts when they're saying like, yeah, we can continue to go up, and the charts are showing that they can continue to go up. So I'm looking for this to potentially trigger a 3-2 up on the month. And like I said, I'm showing all of these time frames because even if the move weren't to happen tomorrow, you should still pay attention to it unless we get a significant gap down or gap and go to the downside. The Dow's now down 10%. Unless it's that type of day, I'm looking for potential continuation going into next week as long as these timeframes still remain valid, like they don't invalidate. Last but not least is going to be IWM. IWM closes a 3-1 on the 2-day, a bullish candle on the daily time frame. This also has a potential to go outside week. So pretty much every index is setting up for outside week. Let's just see what the news is going to be. And if we know that VIX is still going, or it looks like it wants to continue to the downside. So potential 2-2 down on the daily chart. But like I said, we got to pay attention to what the jobs data is. All right. So that's the indices. Now let's take a look at a couple of the tickers that I'm going to be paying attention to. So first and foremost, actually, it's not going to be Netflix. First is going to be Tesla. Tesla inside day. Let's see if we can do what happened last Friday. Y'all remember what happened? It wasn't last Friday. It was 2 Fridays ago. Was it 2 Fridays? Yeah, it was 2 Fridays ago. Remember when Tesla gave us that inside day setup and it went crazy on Friday? Let's see if we can do it again. So we have another inside day for Tesla. Potential 212 up or a 212 down. If Tesla does trigger a 212 up, you have the potential, and if it goes to its target, that would be triggering a 212 reversal on the 2-day chart. Not only is a 212 reversal on a 2-day chart, that is also a 2-2 reversal on the 3-day, and that is also, no, it's not, just a 2-2 reversal on the 3-day. So you would have the potential to not only trigger your daily participant, but your 2-day chart and your 3-day participant, and then maybe set up the 2-2 reversal on the 4-day back to the upside. Tesla did trigger 2-2 reversal on the week off of a shooter. So if jobs data is bad and the market actually doesn't like it, then maybe the shooter actually goes in force. So that's something you do have to pay attention to. I know everybody likes Tesla to the upside. I love Tesla to the upside, but we still got to keep the shooter in mind, because it could take an entire week for it to remain actionable. If they want to do the flip on a Friday, they can do that. So just keep that in mind. Play the inside day break, but my bias is to the upside for Tesla. After Tesla is going to be Costco. Now, Costco, slight gap up right now. Hopefully they don't gap up more over. But if you look at Costco in the higher time frames, 2-day chart, you went outside 2-day. 3-day chart, 1-3 on the 3-day. Setting up for a potential 1-3-2 up on the 3-day. Now, for those that are in the Discord, I did post about this chart. This could be the potential reversal for Costco setting up for it usually has a good like Q3, Q4, especially October. That's when it goes crazy. I wonder if this is like an early start, especially considering that this was the demand zone that started this move before. So, hey, and now you're giving us a 1-3 at the same demand zone? Hey, B. So, but I'm looking for the 1-3-2 up on the 3-day time frame. And that also is going to coincide with the 2-2 continuation with the CCRP on the 4-day. Okay, after Costco, Caterpillar. Caterpillar has a nice bullish candle on the daily, inside 2-day, hammer, setting up for a 2-1-2 reversal on the 2-day chart. I think the 3-day, yeah. If you do trigger a 2-1-2 reversal on the 2-day chart, that also triggers a 2-2 reversal on the 3-day. And we'll see what happens. But if Caterpillar can get back to that 428.10, that is also a 1-2-2 rev on the 4-day time frame off of a hammer. So Cat is hammering on the 4-day and also on some market structure. Look at this. You got your higher high, higher low. This is not a higher high, but if this is a potential higher low, this could set up that potential higher high breaker structure to break these highs right here. So I would watch this for potential continuation to the upside. Let's see what XLI wants to do. After Caterpillar is going to be Visa. So Visa, well, first of all, let me show you the 3-week chart. Okay, Visa broke a double inside 3-week to the downside, potential liquidity sweep, setting up for reversal back up. So you guys know how I feel about this. If you're going to do the double inside break and you're not going to give the 2 extension candles to the downside, that might actually be an AMD back to the upside. Now, on the 2-day time frame, you're inside 2-day, setting up for a 2-1-2 reversal back to the upside or a 2-1-2 down. 3-day is a hammer on a 3-day, and 4-day is also a hammer on the 4-day. I think the 8-day also had something. Or is it? No, that's it. Yeah. So looking for Visa for continuation back to the upside, especially if banks want to continue to go off. If I'm going to be looking at Visa, then I'm also going to be looking at MasterCard. MasterCard has a phenomenal hammer on the 3-day time frame, setting up for a 1-2-2 rev back up. 4-day, 1-2-2 rev back up. If you look at the 2-day, you're a 3-1-1-3-1 on the 2-day with the potential CCRP. So this could actually be like the move that we have been seeing for a while now. So potential 3-1-2 up on the 2-day chart, and MA also had a nice bullish hammer candle close on the daily. After MasterCard is going to be Amazon. Now, Amazon, I've been saying it for like weeks now, or actually months. I still think people are sleeping on this chart. It's going to all-time highs, in my personal opinion. This is not financial advice. It is going to all-time highs until proven otherwise. Meta did it. Microsoft did it. Netflix did it. Google just did it. Amazon is on its way to do it. Y'all can see it happen and watch it, or just let it do. I'm telling Amazon, and every single time it tries to do a little like, oh no, we're not gonna do it. It does a day like this just to remind us, sorry, we forgot who you were. So Amazon, I'm telling you, and if you don't even believe me, we can look at the setup. We can look at the 3-day chart, outside 3-day. We can look at the 4-day chart, outside 4-day hammer. It's what's crazy about Amazon is as it goes up higher, the setup gets more better. It's like, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how you do it, but it does it. The weekly, outside week. Even if you want to gap down tomorrow, you are still an outside week with the potential to do a 3-2 up next week. If you go to 2-week chart, hey, we can go to the 3-week, 2 and 2 up on the 3-week. The 4-week has a potential to trigger a 2-2 continuation on the 4-week. Let's not talk about the month, because the month already said we are already 2 up, and it's only been 4 days into the month. We are already 2 up. So hey, we just gonna watch Amazon, let it do what it do. But you guys know what I'm saying. The gap fill trade to the upside, even if you were to be an inside day tomorrow, we don't care, because Amazon is going to 242. Not financial advice, but I'm just saying, this is how much I believe in this stock. I believe in it. 242 until proven otherwise, because it keeps reminding me, you better believe until proven. Look at what it did today. And I still don't know the news from today. I'm just like, hey, price action saying up until proven otherwise. You're going to do it whether you acquisition, new product, discount on Amazon Fresh. We don't care. Just get to 242. So hopefully this makes sense and how much I like this stock. It's just good until proven otherwise. Of course. But Amazon, I am looking for continuation into that upside gap. And then last but not least is going to be TMO. TMO, potential liquidity sweep. You have a 1-3 on the daily. Even if you were to mark OTE, this is just got everything you want to see. Wicked into OTE, you're a 1-3 on the daily. If you look at the 2-day chart, hammer on the 2-day. 3-day chart, you're also a hammer. 4-day, you're also a hammer, setting up for a 1-2-2 reversal back to the upside. I still like healthcare. I think healthcare can probably, it has been catching some bids, but continue. So let's see if TMO could be one of the ones that want to send it up to the upside. Okay, I think, is that it? Yeah, so that's going to be the tickers that I'm going to be watching. Tesla, Costco, Caterpillar, Visa, MasterCard, Amazon, TMO for tomorrow. Oh, all right. Any questions? What's up, doctor? How you doing? What's an AMD? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So this is what this was an AMD week. Respectfully, this was an AMD week. I don't care what anybody says. This was an AMD week. It was kind of crazy, like how almost everything did an AMD. Netflix did an AMD on the daily. Look at this. Or first of all, let me just show you. So this is what it looked like. A lot of tickers just did it, and they said they were gonna do it. So you got your accumulation, right? Oops, I want to do that. You accumulate, accumulation, same thing for consolidation. Then you manipulate to the downside, right? But then you end up actually distributing to the upside. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Netflix did it right here. Let me show you with a clean chart. I want a lot of stuff. All right, so Netflix, accumulation right here. You manipulate to the downside. How is it manipulation? You swept this liquidity, and then where do? You distribute to the upside. So this was an AMD for Netflix. Hopefully that makes sense. What do you think about Oxy? I like the 2-2 up on the daily off OTE. Let's see. Of course, doctor, of course. What do you think about Oxy? That's nice. That's actually really nice. That's really nice. Um, hopefully news is not bad, but if this like triggers to reversal on the day, this is not bad. That's really nice. I don't think XLEs. That's not bad. And oh yeah, yeah. If you could trigger it too, because I like that outside. I would say November's, but oh wait, hold on. This is XLE. Let me see Oxy. You should be fine. If it triggers a 2 up tomorrow, like yeah, you should be fine. You should get paid on it. I don't see why you wouldn't. Oh, ain't you coming off a double inside 12? Say less. Yeah, you fine. You should be fine. When's dividends? September 10th? Ooh, you have dividends on September 10th though. So just keep that. That's in a week. But I like this. Yeah, especially if they allow energy to trigger 2 up tomorrow. Oh yeah. Any others? Any other charts that you guys want me to look at? C. All-time high. This is crazy. There's nothing. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, what? Oh, you are. I'm tripping. Sorry. C's been at. Really? Citigroup was a. Wait, this has to be reversed. Oh yeah, they got it reversed. Dang. So that kind of messes up the chart. But okay. There's no way. Hold on. Give me one. There's no. Oh, it was a. I was about to say, ain't no way Citigroup $500. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. This is gonna break this high for sure. 2 up on the year. I'd just hold this for as long as you can. I would hold this for as long as you can. This is a multi. This is oh my goodness. You're breaking out from a base from 2009. If you okay, so because if you take this, I mean, wow, good job, City. Good job. I would buy some Leafs on. This is a 9-year. Okay, hold on. This is a 16-year inside bar. If you aggregate these candles, this is a one big 2 down candle, and all of this is a 16-year inside bar. I'll let y'all figure out the rest. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll let y'all figure out the rest. Wow, Citigroup. When you, yeah. It's not bad. This is going to making a new high. This is making a new high. So I just hold. GM. E-car. Are you here? Ecar, are you here? Ecar, congratulations. That's all I'm gonna say. Congratulations. And I hope you know what I'm talking about. I hope you know what trade I may be talking about or what stock I'm talking about. Because like not trying to be arrogant, but like I have good memory on conversations. But congratulations. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Do you? Oh, this is not G yet. One ticker just went crazy for earnings, and you talked about the setup about 3 weeks ago. Buy shares, don't even look at it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, dude. Hey, congrats, man. That was a beautiful setup, beautiful trade. Uh, you got dividends tomorrow, Ash. Besides that, higher time frames look like they want to continue. You still got that gap to fill, but you just got dividend. Ooh, you got a downside gap too. They could be how much? 58. Yeah, otherwise, besides that whole dividend stuff, I would like continuation to the upside. The weekly is fail to down on the week. So see how the week closes. If you close stronger, then you're setting up for a 2-2 rev next week. But if this closes like relatively weak, then you know you're probably coming down. But I would wait till after tomorrow. So, or see how the open is after the dividend drop. Uh yeah, Ellis. C probably looking good for some lead. LMND. um the stock would drop depending on the dividend price. So that's why it's not recommended to carry things. I mean, sometimes it will go up, which is kind of ironic. But usually the stock price will drop by the dividend price on the dividend date. Oh my god. I just played the break of the inside bar because I really want this to come down lower, to be honest. But if this is where they say, nope, that's all we want for the downside, and we want to start reversing back up, hey, you could start doing it off of a 3-1. You could start doing it off of 3-1. So that's why I do have to take that into account, and you do have a gap to the upside. So I would play the break of the inside bar. Any other questions? Any other questions? Question. Let's see what happens with the NFP. And otherwise, Tesla, Costco, Caterpillar, V, MasterCard, Amazon, TMO. For those that are new to the channel, really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe for more trading videos, more trading insights. Oh, and also I did post a video or uploaded a video yesterday, higher time frame targets and triggers. Highly recommend for those that have had questions on how to trade actionable signals or strat combos on higher time frames. Really recommend watching it. I do give a couple of examples from trades that I either took in the past or trades that I've saw in the past and seen like them play out in the future because they're based on a higher time frame scenario. So it's kind of cool seeing them play out. So I highly recommend. All right, y'all. Otherwise, oh, PG, my bad, T-Mac. We got you, T-Mac. Up. That's my personal bias first, but up. y'all know how I feel about PG. Y'all should know how I feel. PG is the same how I feel about Coke, and then how I feel about Pep. This is I want PG to prove people wrong in 2026. I want this upside, up. I know in reality, I don't know why it's not filling this gap at 146.86. I thought it would have done it by now. Which is kind of scares me. That's the only reason why I haven't accumulated as much as I want to, because I feel like, man, that gap at 146 scared me. Like they try to go there. And just in case they do go there, then that would be a beautiful dip for PG. But otherwise, if they're not, they're reclaiming the broadening formation. If XOP goes up, Costco goes up, Walmart goes up, watch PG go up as well. So my bias is upside. That could just be my personal bias, but I do like the stock. And the chart also says up. It triggered 212 up on the 5-day, and I believe it triggered 212 up in the week, right? Yep, 212 up in the week. Let it go for follow through. Okay. All right, y'all. Really appreciate you all for being here. Yeah, let's have a great Friday. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will be posting this recording in the recordings channel. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. Hey, for those of you that watch football, let's go football. All right, y'all. Catch y'all later. Peace out, everybody.